Hi everyone, this video is all about Bologna Children Book Fair. I want to share with you who I think this fair is for, who should consider going, and who won't find too many opportunities there, all of it from a perspective of an illustrator. So the Bologna Children Book Fair is a widely known event. It's especially popular among the illustration community. And there's been a bunch of videos already made about this, but I feel like none of those videos really reflect on who, as an illustrator, will find this event helpful and who should rather stay at home. As it was my first time attending the fair, I myself watched some of the videos made by other illustrators to learn and see what I can expect from the fair. And I learned that it's all of the illustrators recommended bring some marketing materials especially designed for the illustrators wall, which is basically a very long wall. Well, in fact, there are many long walls at the entrance area where the illustrators leave their postcards and posters and so on. And so I printed a few postcards, some leaflets, I printed out more business cards, and I also brought with me a raccoon, illustrated raccoon on a foam to stick to the illustrator's wall. I feel like in order for you to understand where I'm coming from, I need to tell you that I went to the event with a very specific goal in mind. As the Bologna Children Book Fair is a very popular event where all the publishers are, my intention was to connect with possible clients. I wanted hopefully to talk to some editors, make them interested in my work, leave my business cards, my details, my portfolio, basically to network. And all of that with a hope to find some possible future project opportunities. And that was not the case. So let me start from the beginning. I visited the fair for the first time on the second day, which was Tuesday. And I was there at 9 a.m., which was the opening time. And there were crowds of people waiting already outside. There was this huge line in front of the building. And even though it was really cold, so it was really uncomfortable waiting in the crowd in a big line. And even though when you buy the ticket online, it says that it's express line, the cashier at the venue confirmed that it means nothing. So either way, you have to stand with all the people in the crowd and make the line. I feel like the venue wasn't, that there weren't many signs. So if you are there for the first time, I think you should be prepared that it will be quite chaotic and the organization of the event really could be better. And the event itself is massive. It was much bigger. I was prepared for something very big, but it was much bigger than I expected. There were 3 whole buildings, and I got lost several times before I kind of got used to the place. I also grabbed this is a printed guide that really helps you to move around all the buildings. And there's a lot of people, so we prepared for the crowds. And also during the event, there are a lot of talks, panel talks and workshops and interviews. So if you're interested in those, also check them out beforehand. Once again, for you to understand where I'm coming from, I need to tell you that I had this mental list of companies and publishing houses that I wanted to talk to. And so I went directly to their stands. The important thing to mention is that the fair is mostly for the sellers, mostly the publishers who want to sell the rights to their books, which in practice means that the contacts that I collected from the fair were mostly those of the foreign rights representatives or salespeople, neither of whom hire the illustrators. Most of the publishers and the companies that were there left some kind of a place for illustrators to leave our business cards or contact details. It was either a bucket or a box or a wall. And it was for them to collect all the information of the illustrators so that later the art directors can revise them after the event. And here I am 100% honest. I don't think the probability of getting hired for a commission or for a project for an illustrator is especially high. I think there were so many illustrators and artists leaving their business cards and information in those places that it kind of became a blur of everything. And dropping your card into those buckets or boxes, it felt like kind of dropping it into the void. Myself, I wasn't really interested in getting a portfolio review, but I saw lines of people waiting for their turn with their portfolios ready, either in a printed form or on their tablets. I know that for most of those portfolio reviews, you need to schedule your time slot ahead of time. So if you're interested in that, always check it out beforehand. I think it's also worth to mention that if you don't like crowds, if you don't like busy places, you are really introverted and those kind of events overwhelm you, I think you can really skip this one. You could search for similar opportunities online or maybe smaller events in your area. If you can always try to do some networking online with other artists, connecting to other artists and connecting also to potential clients online. If, however, you are looking for portfolio reviews or mentoring or coaching, you can also look for those online. I am starting coaching and mentorship programs with few limited spots, and I will leave all the information below. So who do I think the Bologna Children Book Fair is for? I think it's definitely not for the illustrators who are looking to network, but there are some opportunities that some of you might enjoy. A lot of illustrators that I personally follow, I see that they go to the fair in order to connect with other illustrators, to meet each other, to spend a few days together. They spend those days sketching, visiting the city, having fun, which I think is really nice. If you live in Italy or somewhere close by and you can get to Bologna easily and fast by train, and you're an illustrator interested in children publishing, I think without any doubts you should just go. One day is more than enough. And if you are looking also for portfolio reviews and for whatever reasons you prefer to have those in person, I also think that the event is something that you could consider. One more thing to have in mind is that the tickets to the fair aren't really expensive, especially for the illustrators, but the accommodation in the city for those dates really is. As even if you plan and organize and book everything ahead of time, it's still pretty pricey. If, like me, you have this very specific goal as to which companies and publishing houses you want to work with and you're hoping to connect with editors and art directors directly, the Bologna Children Book Fair won't really give you this opportunity. If you live outside Europe, I'm not sure if I would recommend you going because of the cost-value balance. I know that all the illustrators rave and love the illustrators wall. Those are really many long walls that you can find at the entrance of the Bologna Fair. I myself really liked it and really enjoyed it because I found many very cool illustrators this way. But because of the volume of it and because of how much space it takes and how many of us are there, I really don't think potential clients look at it and look for illustrators that way. I did have some really nice chats with some companies which made it worthwhile. I left my marketing materials in every corner of the fair. I dropped my postcards and my business cards and also my leaflets in every bucket, in every box, and in every space that the individual publishers left for this purpose. But it was really clear that most of the publishers were exclusively focusing on selling the rights to their books. So some of you asked me if I would consider to go again to the fair. And to that I would respond that I would like to go again, but not as a visitor. I would like to go to maybe give a talk or sign some books or give a portfolio review, but I wouldn't go back as a visitor. In short, I'm very happy I went and I experienced it on myself, and now I have my own opinion. I feel like the information that I shared in the video is quite different, and also my approach is quite different than the illustrators whose videos I saw so far, and I hope it will be helpful and it will maybe shed some more light on the fair and how it all looks like. Let me know what you think, if you have been to the fair, if you are planning on going, and I hope to see you in the next one.